Yo, yo, what up? It's your boy, the people's rapper, Jon Connor, the artist, Jan Freeman, and we back Connor Culture podcasting with my dogs, JAL, Boogie, and G Money. What's happening, fellas?
What up? What up?
What's going
What
on?
up?
What's
What
up?
up, Connor?
Hey man, Jan, I see you got the WrestleMania shirt going on, man. That look like a mighty bicep that's kind of poking through over there, man. Look like you been curling something.
Hey, that's crazy. Hold on, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that little slight flex.
Look at it.
They ain't ready for it, dog. They ain't ready for it. But man, I appreciate that, man. I have actually been back on my fitness journey. I'm on at the end of this month, it'll be month 5 or 6. I think this will be month 6. So man, and like I say, man, all love, because I be seeing you on the ground, you know what I'm saying, getting it in. So yeah, but yeah, I've been back on it, man. I'm feeling good. I encourage people, health is wealth. I was 240 pounds at one point. Now I'm down to 180. So
Let's go.
Man, I'm just trying to stay focused and make it a continuous lifestyle change, and you know what I'm saying, just habituate just healthy living, man.
Love it.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
Look, now me and L just got to get back.
Yeah, gotta get back on it. Get back on it, Jay. You gotta get back to it, man.
Yeah. That's what's up, though. It's good.
Let's go.
Fellas, what's today's topic? What we doing?
All right, we go dive into the double XL cover, the double XL freshman cover.
The double XL freshman cover.
Okay. 2014.
2014. Yeah. So Jan, take us back. Tell us a little bit about 2014, Jan. Like, who was that guy?
In 2014, I was just recently signed to Aftermath. After having put so much time in on the underground, dropping projects every 2 months and dropping freestyles every week, and this is during what they call the blog era. The blog era, when that's really how you got on, and that's how you got attention, through the Nah Rights and the Rap Radars and the Two Dope Boys, and I'm trying to think of all of the other popular blogs from back then. It was so many of them, but so in 2014, I was just recently signed to Aftermath, and I kind of just wanted to keep building upon that momentum. I had just did the BET Awards, and my freestyle was like getting good reviews, and people was talking about it and all of that. So I just wanted to keep the momentum going, and I felt like the freshman cover was that. That was like, if you was up and coming, that was like you was stamped, like you was the next one, you was one of them ones that people should keep an eye out for. And the thing about that is, I really wanted to get on that freshman cover, because I remember me and my first managers, that was like our goal when we was on the underground. Like, yo, we gonna grind so hard, we gonna get you on that freshman cover. Like that, I remember one of my old managers, Young Sav, he used to say that, like, yo, you gonna get that cover. Like, that was one of our goals. You gonna get that cover. You gonna get that cover. So even though at that point I was signed to Aftermath, it was like it was some things that I wanted to check off my bucket list, and that freshman cover was one of them. And we accomplished the goal.
So actually, you just mentioned the BET Awards. I just want us to put a pin here in this conversation, because I think that'd be a good follow-up, because you saw what recently happened, that the BET Awards got not canceled. Like, my understanding from the CEO is that they're looking to like reprogram it. I think to bring it into like sort of the new era of media. They probably want to do something more with like social media as compared to like putting it on TV. But I just wanted to, since you mentioned BET Awards, that came to mind. So I think it'd be probably a good opportunity to maybe follow up on your experience with the BET Awards for like a future episode.
Absolutely, yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, you saying talk about it now, or are we talking about it on another episode?
No, another episode. I just wanted to make a note now, put a pin in it, like, one of the push pins that you stick like on the board. Like,
no, look, it was like a mad awkward silence, so that's why. I'm like, did I fuck up? Like, I
nope. So okay, so looking back, Right. So that freshman cover.
Yeah.
I know you just talked about like it being a goal for you, right? Maybe talk a little, give people, say for instance, you're talking to somebody that don't know nothing about Double XL, don't know nothing about hip hop magazines or whatever. Because we can't assume everybody, know everything. So, tell people like why that was so important, basically, to
So
be on that cover.
So to everybody that's watching right now, I know we we in the future now, so now everything kind of happens on your phone. But magazines like Double XL and The Source and Word Up and Vibe and I would throw King magazine. It was a magazine called Scratch. These were all, what I'm saying, like urban hip. These were magazines that kept people in tune with the culture, and like these were like staples. Like if you wanted to know what was going on in hip hop, you grabbed The Source, you grabbed Double XL, and how they rated albums or the artists that these magazines paid attention to. That made the culture pay attention to it. And when I say the culture, that mean people that's the hip hop heads. Like we was looking in there to see whose album got rated good or bad, and like these magazines and they words like held weight. It held mad weight. So I would say, at that particular point in time, a Double XL, to get a cosign from them, that meant you was on your way. If Double XL co-signed you, then you pretty much was next in line or getting sought after to get a record deal, or you just was hot in the streets and people needed to keep their eye on you. So I would say that it can't be understated or overstated the importance of these magazines back then.
Word.
All right. Hold up. I'm gonna jump in. So we talk about the covers and the magazines. John, did being on the cover of the Double XL magazine, did it open up any doors, or was it just like hype that better more than it just um, open up doors for you? Did it open some doors for you, or did it just like a hype to say, oh, I made the cover, say I'm one of those guys to be watching in the future? Did it open any real doors for you?
Man, this is the platform to tell all truths, right?
Yes, sir.
What I can remember about that time period is it sucked being on Aftermath and being on the cover of that magazine,
Really?
because doors that were opening, I was getting told I couldn't do a bunch of shit.
Mm.
So when opportunities were coming as a result of the freshman cover, I was getting told by Aftermath, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Why would you do this? No, you can't do this. You can't. If I can, just telling the story actually, in all truthfulness as to how it happened, Dre didn't want me to be on the freshman cover. Like I remember, so here we can start going into the whole process of like of how it came, like how I got to be on the cover.
Yeah.
So there's a lady named Vanessa Satin, and I believe she's still the editor in chief. Can y'all fact check me? Vanessa Satin, she should be the editor in chief of Double XL. Make sure I'm still right on that.
Okay, I'm checking now. You can go ahead, Jan. I'll let you know.
So yeah, I remember I flew to New York.
It's still Vanessa.
Okay.
Yep.
So I flew to New York with Vanessa Satin, and we had a sit down conversation and we talked. But even prior to that, when all of this all of this started, see, I gotta go back a little further. One of my old managers, Young Sav, one of my first managers, Sav, he was like, yo, I think it's a possibility you might get that cover this year. So me and him, we geek. Me, him, and my other manager, we geek because this is something that that was, like I said, something we wanted to cross off our checklist of things that we accomplished, because you thinking we're totally independent. We didn't have no major label that was secretly giving us money. We didn't have no drug money we started off with. None of that. Like we literally was just three dudes trying to do it the right way. So for us, something like the freshman cover, getting it the right way meant a lot. Like we didn't have to do payola, or it was like, no, it was just literally hard work and grind on all three of our parts. So we was really excited about it. But like I said, at the same time, I had just signed the Aftermath. So now what you kind of running into is me and my managers at the time, we looking like we don't want to step on toes. We don't, whatever our marching orders are from Aftermath, we gonna do our best to show that we team players. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I remember having to have a conversation with Dre where he literally said to me, "Yeah, why you want to be on that cover though?" And then I was like, bro, it's the freshman cover, man. Like it's like he's so far removed, like he didn't been on the cover of so many magazines that he couldn't fathom why it was so important to me to be on the cover of this magazine. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is a dude, I done had a couple articles wrote about me. I done been on the front page of the Flint Journal, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never been on the cover at that point. I ain't never been on the cover of XXL. I'm like, yo, this is an opportunity.
Right.
And I remember another quote I remember him saying to me was, he said, how many people he said, how many people on the cover? And I was like, I think like 12. He was like, why would you want to be on the cover with 12 other niggas? And that shit made me feel like this big, dog. Like, yo, I'm like, well, he do got a point. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I do think back to, if y'all can remember the year that Nicki Minaj and Drake never made the freshman cover, but then they doubled back and it was just them on the cover. You feel me? And that was gangster, because that was their way of being like, we don't need to be, fuck that. It's Young Money. We on the cover by ourselves then. We'll do it like that. But for me, I started looking at the industry like, man, you got to capitalize right now. There ain't nothing promised. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if it's an opportunity for me to make history and be on this cover, and like I said, I wasn't only just thinking about myself. I'm thinking for the city, that's crazy that somebody from Flint, like, is on the freshman. I knew the effect that was going to have on the community. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me doing that. Like I said, with Dre, he been successful and he been famous since the 80s. Like, he didn't did it, been there, done that, no pun intended. He didn't been there, done that. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think he really couldn't understand and fathom why I wanted to be on the cover. So anyway, I remember I had to talk to him. My managers had to talk to him. The A&R at Aftermath had to talk to him. I had to go back and talk to him again. And then if I went and
So he wasn't having it. So he wasn't having it at all.
No, he really was on like, no. Like, no, I don't see the reason. There's no purpose. Like, why are you trying to do, like, why? Like, why are you trying to do this? So
yeah, dang, that's crazy. Okay.
This shit came to an end though. I'll never forget it. Is at his mother's house for like Thanksgiving or some shit. And we was sitting at the dinner table and he was like, you really want to be on that cover, huh? And I was like, yeah. I said, I do. And then he was like, all right, man. He was like, all right. He was like, man, I see you really want that. And he was like, all right, man, do what you got to do. And then that's when I had the green light to go have the meeting with Vanessa. I met with Vanessa. She was really sweet and really nice, and she really believed in me. You know what I'm saying? At that particular point in time, like, she said some real shit in that meeting. You know, I just remember her saying real, super duper real shit. But she was super cool. And so the funny part about it is, after that meeting, we knew that I was going to be on the cover. So, you know, we knew I was going to be on the cover, like, long before we even shot the shit. You know what I'm saying?
So quick follow up to that. So, and this is to your point in terms of why this is like so important for you to fight for being on that cover. As of today, as of 2025, right? You are still the only Flint artist to be on a XXL freshman cover, correct?
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's history, man.
Yeah.
You the first and so far the only. I mean, hopefully there's more down the line, but right now, like, yeah, that
have any other
you are the
Flint
blueprint
artists
for it.
Have any other Flint artists been on any cover? Like, not even the freshman cover?
Nah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. Thank y'all for saying that. I appreciate y'all for saying that. I really do. Like, Like that is crazy. 10 years later, yeah, I'm definitely still the only artist from the city that ever did that. So that's really cool. Got all praises to the Most High, man.
Yeah, man.
Man,
Hip hop
yeah.
culture, man. That was important to make that cover, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, I got to be on this cover. Like they gave me an opportunity. I need to be on this cover. You know. So yeah, that's what's up, man.
But yeah,
Mhm.
getting to that point was a fucking movie, dog. Like
Yeah,
getting Dre to say yeah was a movie, dog.
that's a fucking
So,
movie.
so you finally get to that point. You own the cover. Do you feel like Double XL um, accurately capture who you are and your whole movement that you had going on at the time?
Yeah, I think they gave me the same opportunity that they gave everybody else. I don't think they showed favoritism or anything toward anybody. I think they gave us all the exact same love and opportunity. I really do. Like even with people don't even notice like how intricate it was with who was placed where, like on the actual cover. Like we shot that shit a million times. It's pictures where I'm in the way back and other people in the front. This the one that actually came out. It's one like they really, like it was like, I feel like Double XL when they do those freshman covers, at least when I did it, I felt like everybody's best interest was at heart, and I didn't think that they played favorites at all. So I think that they did exactly, what I'm saying, what the opportunity was presented as, and I was grateful for it.
That's
That's
dope.
dope.
So
That's
actually,
dope.
I want to hear a little bit more so about like that process, because I know you said like you young Sav, right, like you had the goal, but what was it like when you first got the phone call? Like, what was happening that day? Did you just happen to just go and grab some Big Johns or something? You get a phone call from Double XL and they like, we want you on the cover. Like, you drop your sandwich middle of Clio Road. Like, what? Tell me about that. I want to hear about that day.
Man. So at that particular point in time, man, 2013, I was bubbling like crazy. This the first run, the first time I really established momentum because I had like I was doing the festivals, the South by Southwest, the A3Cs, and I was going and creating the spectacle with having the whole street team and everything with me. So all of these industry people is seeing that whole thing happen. And then I dropped my project Unconscious State, and that charted independently. So I'm doing these things that's making noise. And so it just seemed like everything was happening so fast at that point in time. And I could just remember Sav calling me and being like, yo, son, you might get that cover, B. Like I'm hearing talks, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. So Sav just been an industry mainstay for, his big brother, God bless the dead, was Fat Man Scoop. He works at Def Jam. He worked with he was the vice president of Maybach Music at one particular point in time. Man, Sav just been in the game for so long. So his ears was always to the street. So he had friends at Double XL. He had friends at the label. So he kind of knew what the chatter was behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, even before the news would reach me, you know what I mean?
Word.
So John, what was the vibe like with the other artists at that during the shoot? The freestyle cipher, or even at the photo shoot. What was the vibe like with the other artists? Was there any like off camera moments or anything that stood out to you?
Well, yeah, what I can remember far as moments on that particular cover, the Chicago contingent was deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was Dirk, Chance, fucking Bibby, wasn't it some more Chicago
Oh no, Vic was
Vic
Vic.
Mensa?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was it
Yep.
somebody? It was a lot of Chicago. Like I remember, and I can remember because I would assume that they all knew each other before they got there, and I felt that vibe. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they was like not that they was being standoffish, but I could tell like, oh, these niggas knew they know each other because they from the same place. So it was like they was kind of doing their thing. I feel like it was funny because as I recall the story, Kevin Gates wasn't originally supposed to be on the cover. It was supposed to be somebody else. And I can't remember who it was supposed to be, but then like so when Kevin Gates came, it was kind of didn't nobody know what to expect because we had originally thought that it was supposed to be somebody else. So we all, we don't know what to expect. And at that particular point in time, Kevin Gates was just starting to buzz. So honestly, the first time that I ever heard of Kevin Gates was that day, like at the shoot.
Oh,
Like, you know what
wow.
I'm saying? Like, yeah, they like, oh, they replacing whoever with this cat Kevin Gates from Baton Rouge, I believe. And that was that. So I didn't know what to expect. Let me see. I felt like me and Jaron Benton, we kind of was holding it down for the underground cats. You feel me?
Mhm. Mhm.
But the cat who I had the most chemistry with, crazy enough, was Troy Ave. What I remember about this shoot was that nigga was making me laugh the whole time when we had to do, cause for whatever reason through all the press that we was doing, me and him was we had, like when we did 106 in Park, me and Troy Ave got interviewed together. When we
Mhm.
did the
Mhm.
I think like Double XL did an actual like sit down interview with different combinations of the freshmen. I feel like me and damn Troy Ave was together and me and him was sitting next to each other. And so in the middle of them asking questions, I remember this nigga saying shit under his breath trying to make me laugh and shit. I'm like, this nigga's a fool, dog. So that's what I remember the most about about the freshman cover. Cause even when we did the fucking freestyle, I can remember I feel like Troy Ave is in the same freestyle like session with me, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like he was
Mhm.
doing that shit then too. Like we had to shoot that shit like 3 different times, and this nigga kept saying shit that was making me laugh, but he's saying it to where only I can hear what the fuck he's saying, and I'm like, man, dog. I'm gonna end up busting out laughing, and these niggas gonna think like, what is wrong with this nigga Jon Connor, man? But that's my fond memories of the freshman cover is how fucking like it just he reminded me of a nigga that I probably went to school with. You know what I'm saying? Just a cool ass nigga, man. And let me think what else stood out about it's some stories that it's one story that I tell in private that I never tell on in public because it's I'll probably tell y'all off camera.
All
Like, you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Good.
But but
So let me run like the list. Did we ever get to the list of who was on?
oh yeah,
We
like
did. We
let me
didn't.
see. Let me see if I can remember. If I
Okay,
can
go
name
ahead. Oh yeah,
everybody that was on it. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
So me,
Mm-hmm.
Vic Mensa,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
August Alsina,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Chance the Rapper,
Yep.
Troy Ave,
Yep.
Jaron Benton,
Yep.
um, hold up, I'm about to tell you, Lil Durk,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
um, oh man, what's my man name? We got the same birthday. Uh, damn it, I know. Like I'm gonna say his name. It's not. It's just. It's, you know how one of them things when you put on the spot, you cannot remember somebody's name.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
just mentioned some of these folks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember because Chicago for some of them.
oh
You said Dirk already.
Lil Bibby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
mhm.
Um, hold up, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Hold on. Uh,
It was a Southern rapper you just mentioned.
well, oh yeah. Wait, don't give me no hints, man. Kevin
I'm
Gates.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Kevin
trying not
Gates.
to.
Kevin Gates. Yep.
That's the last hit.
That his name just came back to me because I was so focused on trying to remember Ty Dolla $ign's name. Ty
Yeah.
Dolla
Mhm.
$ign.
Dollar
Mhm.
sign.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
That it?
You got
Well, I
You
got
one.
two more,
got
right?
Yep. You got two more.
yes.
Yep. You got two more.
Yes.
Okay, two more.
Well, actually, maybe three. I don't know if you mentioned the other one.
Um.
You mentioned them, but not during this little segment.
Oh. Rich Homie Quan.
Rashawn Quan.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace. And how many more I got left? No.
2 more. You mentioned one before, and then the other one you haven't mentioned.
Oh shit, my man from TDE. Damn it, say his name for me.
I think Bad Boys Pistons. The point guard.
Oh, Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then Jaron Benton.
And Jaron Benton. Okay, cool. Yep. So that was everybody that was on it.
Yep.
Me and Isaiah Rashad, I don't feel like we really interacted at that day, and I think that's why it you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yep. So yeah, that was our class.
No doubt.
But the whole scene though, the whole setup was crazy. You felt like a star when you came in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like they had your name on the on your dressing room, and you sit down and you're getting pampered, and they put the powder in your face and doing your nails and all of that. You feel me? You like, oh shit, okay. You know what I mean?
They had peeled grapes.
You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, it was all that. You know, and then when you came in there, they playing everybody's music. So they got like a playlist of everybody who's on the cover's music playing and shit. So you sitting there, you know what I'm saying, getting pampered and shit, and then your joint come on, you know what I mean? You feeling good. You feeling, especially like I say, because the freshman cover is probably your first time getting that type of treatment. So it's like they really go out their way to make you feel like a star. Then it's like big ass blown up pictures of y'all and shit everywhere. So yeah, like nah, it was crazy. It was a dope experience, man. Everybody's managers and shit talking fast to each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fast talking each other, and you feeling like, man, damn, I'm kind of like you feel like, oh, damn, I'm a big deal right now. Like what I'm doing is important. You know, this is you feel like it's history while it's happening for sure.
That's what's up. Man. Cool.
Like you official. It's crazy. They had 4 Chicago people though, and out of what 12, and 4 out of Chicago. But actually, it seems like if you go all the way from Chance the Rapper to Lil Durk, they seem like they from different Chicagos. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to know what's crazy about that? You want to know the human factor of that shit? The music they make is different, but watching them all interact was like, yeah, these niggas is all from Chicago.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, that's like if me and like Y and J was at the same place at the same time. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we make different music, but at the end of the day, we still from Flint. So it's going to be a certain vibe, like where we just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But people probably, if me and like fucking Louis and Rio and you know what I'm saying, if I'm in a situation with them, people would be like, they wouldn't think that it would be a smooth interaction, but it would, because it's like we are from Flint, so we all know each other. So that's what it felt like watching the Chicago cats. It was like everybody do their own thing, but watching Vic Mensa and Lil Durk like interact, it's like, damn, these niggas really fuck with each other like on some Chicago shit.
Right, they are talking about something bogus on 4 and them.
Oh God!
Yeah. Okay. So did you know anybody on the cover before then, or was everybody a stranger to you before that day?
I only knew Jared Benton because we did a song called $1 Billion with Ritz. And that's how we knew each other. Like, cause I had met him on that video shoot. But nope, everybody else I was just meeting for the first time. And you know what? I can't leave this out either. Me and Lil Bibby actually like hit it off. Like we had dope chemistry, like just genuine dudes. We ended up going to Quad Studios, which was crazy because that's where Tupac got shot. And me and Lil Bibby ended up recording some records at Quad Studios, I believe, after the shoot. So it's some Jon Connor, Lil Bibby songs on a hard drive somewhere in New York.
Wow. Do you remember who the person was who was supposed to had that 12 spot? Did you said that initially they weren't going to have Kevin Gates on there?
No, I don't remember at all. Like it was definitely yeah, like I'll never forget that. Cause right, like everybody was just kind of like, so what are they gonna do? Are they gonna replace the dude? Is they gonna do this? Is they gonna do that? And then that day they was like, yeah, such and such, I don't know what happened, caught a case on some bullshit. I don't know what happened. But it was like, yeah, we got Kevin Gates, you know what I'm saying? That was the first time I ever heard of Kevin Gates was when he walked in that day.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
what was the process like to get picked to be on the freshman cover list? Was there like a process to like take us through what it become like what it takes to be selected for the cover?
Man, working your ass off, dog. Like
Word,
having
right,
having
right.
to be, you know what I'm saying? Like having to be in industry people's conversations. You know what I'm saying? To have people, yo, Jon Connor kind of doing his thing. Like when those type of people, the industry insiders, when they talking about you and you making noise, like that's kind of what it is. Like you got to get their attention. You got to get like a Vanessa Satin, like you get her attention, like yo, Jon Connor's been making noise because they pay attention to all of that, like how much you dropping, the shows you doing, the festivals you rocking, how many people are talking about you, are your videos at the time, are they on MTV Jams, and like they looking at your motion and your forward progression. So that was like the process. Like you have to have first you have to be buzzing on a certain level to even be in contention of the conversation. And then for me, after it was established that I was in the conversation, I went to talk to Vanessa. And I think that's kind of like on some shit where they like, let's sit down with this person and see what type of what is their character and what type of person are they before we give them this opportunity and they turn out to be an asshole. So I just think that's the talking to Vanessa thing is them just doing their due diligence. Like, all right, we about to give you this opportunity, and we just want to see what type of person you are before we give it to you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I guess we got to address some of the haters and the hating comment, right? There's always a hater section whenever we do counterculture. So, all right. So some people might say like, oh, like magazines. Don't nobody read magazines, right? Ain't nobody paying attention to a freshman cover. Like basically saying like it's lost its relevance, right? Or the same thing with like a source or any like hip hop publication, right? You were on that cover. So as someone who was on the cover, do you feel like those kind of statements have any merit?
Times have changed. I think that the music business is different today than it was in 2014. I think in 2014 it most definitely still held the weight. Like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely do because I can remember the reaction from people from me being on it. Because I'm because I done been through that, and now I'm kind of like an OG in this shit. It's like I don't know what it feel like for the youngins now. If these magazines or if the freshman cover still holds the same weight. I know in 2014 when I was on there, I knew because I remember, man. Kendrick called me and congratulated me. I remember Big Sean called me and congratulated me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I know that it was still a big deal because my peers was calling me and congratulating me on it. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
I don't know if it's still that today for this generation, but I do know in 2014, it definitely still held that weight of if they stamped you and you was on that cover, you was definitely one to watch.
Thinking back to 2014, do you feel like there's anybody who should have been on that cover, but they wasn't, or that you expected might have been, picked for that cover, but they wasn't?
You know what? So much time then passed. I would have to really think back to who all I was in the trenches with in 2014, 2013. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I can't even put myself back to remember like who else was like in the trenches like that. But if I had to look back on it now, I think they got it right. I think they got it right.
You know what? Now that I think about it, since you just mentioned about Kendrick and Big Sean calling you, my first argument to Dre would have been Kendrick was on the freshman cover for 2011.
But see, but that's when you go, and that's when you go. Because I remember saying that to him, because that definitely came up. He was like, yeah, and like I say, this is all hindsight and me trying to think back to damn near 15-year-old conversations. But I think I remember him saying to me, yeah, but then we went back and did one with just me and him. But I'm thinking like, but he still did it though.
He still did it, right? Right.
But
Facts.
but the
Facts.
thing but the thing is too, what we gotta understand about that is Kendrick Lamar is a top dog artist. You know what I'm saying? And is distributed by Aftermath Interscope. I was straight Aftermath, like, you know what I'm saying. So what that means to the people listening and watching this right now is like Top Dog had the end all be all say so of the decisions with Kendrick Lamar's career. Like Dre could not like something if he wanted to, but at the end of the day, Top was gonna do whatever Top wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that, Kendrick was his artist. I was signed directly to Dre, so that means Dre had the end all be all say to these decisions with my career because I was signed directly to him.
Okay. You're talking about hindsight. Do you think Double XL got it right with your class? How many really lived up to that freshman promise? Do you think they got it right?
I do. I do think they got it right. I think they got it. Yeah, 110%. Kevin Gates still doing his thing. For better or worse, we still know August Alsina's name. Ty Dolla $ign went on, you know what I'm saying, to do amazing things. God bless the dead. Rich Homie Quan left his mark on the game. Jaron Benton to this day is still consistently putting out music. I'm consistently putting out music, you know what I'm saying, still to this day. Man, I think Bibby ended up graduating and just becoming an executive, you know what I'm saying, and stepping away from rhyming. Vic Mensa still is consistently putting out music. Like I think everybody that's on that cover is still a mainstay to this day. Like that they're either doing something in music or left a mark, or you know what I'm saying, or still have a homegrown fan base to where they're still moving and shaking and feeding their families off of music. So I definitely think they got it right.
Dope. August doing entanglements. I mean, let me stop.
Jada doing entanglements.
Let me stop, man.
That man, he was a kid during that time.
Let me know if I need to cut that.
Hey, you said it. I didn't, man.
I ain't cut nothing.
We're a little more free.
Yeah. You said it. I did.
Okay. But no, real talk though. Like, was it weird? Like with August Alsina being more of a singer and everybody else being more rappers. Like, was there any kind of vibe
you know what
about
I
that?
can remember, man? I feel like August Alsina, he had his own little swag, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can just remember. It just seemed like he was in his own little world. I don't know. I'm not talking down. I'm just recalling what I remember. Like I said, like none of us really knew each other. So the Chicago cast was sticking together. I feel like I was just kind of floating around trying to figure it out. But August Alsina, I just kind of felt like he was in his own world, man. That's the best way I could put it.
Okay.
So 2025 Connor is different, right? From 2014.
Absolutely.
What would Connor now tell Connor then? Going into the freshman cover.
Connor now would tell Connor then, go introduce yourself to everybody. Go talk to everybody. Don't be like you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like everybody was kind of, we had our rapper bravados and you know what I'm saying? Everybody, like I say, managers is in there and doing the most. And for me, I think that the man that I am now, I just don't give a fuck and I'd be willing to break the awkwardness between everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because these is all artists that never met each other before, and now y'all gotta all sit next to each other and take this picture. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all about to spend the next like 3 days together and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it just kind of like, people don't really know each other or know what to say or who's gonna have egos or whatever. So me now would tell me then, man, go break the awkwardness. You be the one to go and talk to everybody. You go be the one to say hi to everybody. You go be the one. But I like I say, especially back then, I'm naturally like a shy person. I grew out of it, but like just at different points in my life, I'm a very shy and reserved, introverted type person. So back then, I was just so focused on trying to memorize my freestyle and fucking and just get. I just wanted to get everything right so bad that I didn't allow myself to socialize with people like that because I was just so I gotta memorize this freestyle and then I gotta memorize the other one that I gotta shoot tomorrow and then I gotta make sure I answer these questions right and then I want to make sure it was like so much pressure I was putting on myself back then that I feel like I didn't allow myself to fully embrace like getting to know and kicking it with my peers and introducing myself and da 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 da. It was like, yeah, nah, I had so much shit going on in my mind that I feel like I missed out on that aspect of it.
Man, Connor, I'm glad you mentioned something about you was kind of shy, and I'll be on you. I'll be like, man, guy Connor, man, you so humble, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to get out that humble bag a little bit, man. You ever look back at that cipher and think, like, man, I smoked all these cats on this cipher, man. Like, there ain't nobody touching me, man. Like, what was y'all doing?
I thank you for saying that, but no, I never look back and think that. You want to know what I think? See, this is it's all in the eyes of the beholder. Like, you know, what I think when I look back at that freestyle. This is why perspective is so fucking crazy because you mean that. Like, you mean that. Like, when you watch that freestyle, you like, man, this nigga Jon Connor smoked these niggas, right? Bro, I don't think that at all. What I think, what I think when I look back on it is, bro, this is not the beat that they gave me to write this rap to. Like, you feel me? And I'm thinking, I am rapping this way slower than I wrote it. So I'm in my own head the whole time, like, man, is this shit whack? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, bro, the whole time. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? I'm like, this is not that wasn't the beat that they gave us to write our freestyle to.
Really? Okay.
So I never looked at it like, because in my brain, I'm thinking this is not coming off how I wrote it to come off because I'm saying this shit slower than I rehearsed it in my mind. So the fact that I be seeing lists of people like, and it'd be like lists that be like the top 100 freestyles from XXL Freshman. It was one where I was number one, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, really? I'm like, that's crazy, because when I looked at that shit, I'm like, wow. Like, I just kept thinking to myself, I hope people like it, because I definitely wrote this to a faster beat.
Man, I can't help but to think when Kodak did his freestyle, and he was like, "Man, who the fuck picked this whack ass beat?" To introduce his freestyle, and everybody except the DJ all laughed. Like, all the MCs was like, "Yeah, man, this shit trash, man."
That's funny as shit. Because you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
So the cipher itself, like, I always wonder, like, how competitive is it really? Like, is it like everybody trying to compete, or is it just like friendly? You know, like, how competitive?
I know I was.
You're there trying to eat.
Hey, bro, we gotta eat, bro. For real. Like, no, for me, because that, bro, my mentality, it was drummed into my head like destroy. Like, every time you get on a mic, you need to be the last thing that people remember. That's the shit that my first manager and my manager Young Sav used to say to me. Like, listen, when we get the fuck out here, like, dog,
annihilate their ass.
Yes, like don't lead, like don't just like Jay-Z said, don't just do it, overdo it. Like
Right.
kill this shit to like Sab used to always tell me, man, he was like, yo, when you feature on somebody's song, the intention is for you to take that person's fan base. He like, so every song that you approach it to be better than them on they shit. So after they listen, they be like, yo, who is this nigga Jon Connor though? So everything, he's like, every opportunity you get, he's at treat it like it's somebody first time hearing you. So he like, you don't have the luxury of chilling. You don't have the luxury. He like, yo, he used to keep it so real. Like, yo, B, he like, niggas don't know you out here, B. He was like, every time you get on a mic, every time you get on the camera, my nigga, like, that's somebody first time hearing you, my nigga. Like, you gotta kill this shit. So when it came to the freshman shit, and I'm the type of person, and I'm not saying this in an arrogant way. I'm speaking on my character and who I know I am. I thrive in situations, pressure situations. I love it. If you tell me millions of people gonna see this, I'm geeked. I'm in the motherfucking mirror like, dog, it is on. I'm about to go crazy. Like, it's like the pressure of a situation brings something out of me that even I don't be understanding. So it was like, okay, you're about to write a freestyle that you know millions of people gonna hear, and you know everybody about to scrutinize, and they waiting for something to be whack. It's like, nah, nigga, now is the time. You show them, be who you said you were. Be the best in the world. Be that shit. Like, if there was ever a time, like, for you to back up what the fuck you been rapping about and talking about, and you the best and blah, 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 do it when the lights is on bright. You know what I'm saying? And the double XL shit was one of them times where the lights was on bright, where it's like, nah, fuck that. They gonna remember me. And like, that's why I was so critical about my freestyle, because I'm like, damn, I worked hard as fuck on this freestyle, and now this shit, I'm having to spit it in a different way, but people liked it, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, 7.1 million views right now just on the Double XL YouTube site. And that's just one reference for it, right? I mean, obviously this has been shown many and many places outside of just Double XL's YouTube site. So to your point, yeah, absolutely. Like probably tens of millions of people have seen this or replayed this. But actually, man, I want to hear a little bit more about the freestyle itself. Like, I mean, you had a whole arsenal of raps, right? That you could have either picked stuff that was pre-written before. Did you write something just specifically like for? Okay, so you wrote this for the.
I had to write two. I had to write two of them. I had to write, because remember, it's one where I'm like it's like just an all black. Excuse me. The flow is time. It's like a diamond. That's the BET shit. The most consistent and the most convincing. That one, the one that start off like that. I'm like it's an all black background, and I got the green Michigan jacket on. So I had to write a freestyle for that, and I had to write a freestyle for the one that we was gonna do with everybody. So I had to write, and that was pressure too, because I don't have a good memory. So anytime somebody ever seen me like rap off the top of the head, like and spit some shit like off memory, know that I was up all night. Like I was studying for a test, dog. Like, dog, I need like Ritalin or fucking what is that shit? The
Adderall.
Like
the shit I'm taking now.
Bro, you feel me? Whenever I gotta spit some shit off memory, bro, my anxiety is crazy. So the times that I had to spit on 106 and Park in the back room, the like I say, BET Awards shit. Anytime I was on the radio and had to spit off memory, dog, it was high anxiety because my memory is terrible, dog.
Yeah, so, you were inviting people on here to come at you, right? Like, I hope for the disses, I just kill it. More reason to make them float with the fishes.
Yeah.
Like were they listening? Like, you talking about the people you standing up there with? I would think like somebody be like, hold on.
Like, it was on. Like, yeah, okay. I had to, man, what? Brother, I was ready. I had my sights set. I was aiming, I was shooting to kill, dog. Like, it was on.
And what's the cipher line? You literally like mentioned something about like way more than the ciphers that you biting.
Oh, I'm way doper than the. Damn, I'm trying to remember that rhyme.
I've been nicer than the writers that you liking, and then something about the ciphers that you biting.
Damn, I have to go back and listen to it again because I ain't spit that rhyme in a minute. But I do know the one line I said that I thought was funny too. I said something about what I spit to get a cop killed. I think y'all niggas suck. Y'all really don't want to know how Doc feel or something like that. What was the line? You got the lyrics right
Yeah,
there?
I got it. So it says, I don't stop when I drop off the top of the knot and get a cop killed. Looking for the best in the world. Well, I'm here, so that's slot field. You niggas suck. You really don't want to know how Doc feel.
Yeah, that was funny to me because I'm like, it was so funny because I'm like, all these industry people be like, man, Dr. Dre, and I really like would hear what he thought of people for real in real life, and I'm like, some of you motherfuckers that be singing his praises really do not want to know what he really thinks about you and your music. Like, y'all feelings will be hurt, dog.
Hurt.
Man,
Man.
that's crazy. I would never have thought that you have a bad memory though. Like
Right.
I've seen you perform many a times, and especially as somebody who have a terrible memory myself and used to perform like I would have to always like be cueing myself like, how does this rhyme start? How does this
Yeah,
start? How does this start? And
yeah.
sometimes I would like almost forget like how the rhyme starts. So how have you managed over the years just being able to maintain with having issues, just remembering your material?
Thank you for asking that question, man. I truly am a product of practice. I have to practice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I do. I still take it serious. Like I'll go in the mirror and say the rhyme over and over. Like I'll set aside like rehearsal times for myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I have to like really like just get into that zone like as a performer. So that's what I do, man. I just rehearse like a lot. Like if I know something is coming up where I have to have shit memorized, yes, I have to. I'm a product of practice, man.
How often have you had an instance where you forgot?
But see, here's the thing. Never, because I get that I don't want to mess up that bad to where
Okay,
it's like I will stay up all night, all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't ever want to have that moment. You know what I'm saying? Where I draw a blank. So it's like I really put myself through like boot camp whenever it's time for something like that.
that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. Um. Okay. There's a question for you. If Double XL did a freshman reunion cipher, would you show up? And what beat are you picking for the cipher?
I definitely would show up, man.
Okay. Okay.
I definitely would show up, man, because that's a part of the Jon Connor story. You know what I'm saying? That's a big part of my journey. It's still being written right now, but I'm saying like just looking back on it is that's one of those milestones in my journey that I could say that I was on the Double XL freshman cover. And what beat would I pick for the cipher?
Yeah.
Um, I'm picking. I'm picking. It's gonna be something like Annie Up or like let me see,
Mm.
or you know what it might be. It's either gonna be Annie Up or Shook Ones or that y'all know that beat that Jay Z and Big L like freestyle to. I got
Mm-hmm.
slugs for snitches, no love for
Mm-hmm.
bitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dog. To me,
Mm-hmm.
them is just beats that you could really just get off on. Like it's
Yeah.
certain hip hop beats that you could. Man, Shook Ones is just classic. If you ever just want to freestyle that, like just throw that on and you can rhyme for days to that shit.
Right. Right.
Man, so one thing I've always noticed, like about you, Jan, whenever you get like these large platforms, you always got Flint something. It's a Flint hat, it's a Flint shirt, it's Flint something, right? You gonna have a Fago in your hand. It's gonna be Flint something.
Facts.
So, who was the designer for the shirt that you had for the Double XL, Fred? Like, well, do you remember? I know we talking about like
That
10
is a
some
good
years ago.
question. But see,
Yeah.
that's a good question, bro, because nobody has ever asked that. Yes, the Aftermath and Interscope had actually got me design, like a team of designers. And they say, I remember going into the, okay, so that's some more shit that you jogging my memory now. It was Dre's idea for me to dress like I was worked in the shop on the cover.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, he got like a union
Like
kind of look, like a
Yeah.
union shop look.
UAW,
Yeah.
UAW type thing.
Yeah, like I can remember all of that. He was like so what you gonna wear? And I was like, I don't know, maybe like a leather jacket or some shit like that. He like, nigga, how you gonna wear a leather jacket? You supposed to be the people's rapper. And I was like, well, what do you think I should wear, bro? And then he was like, give me 24 hours and I'm gonna tell you what you should wear on the cover. And I was like, all right, cool. He said, yeah, let me think on this. He was like, let me think on it. He said, but you can't just wear nothing regular, man. He said, especially, and he kept saying this shit, especially if you on there with 11 other niggas, you gotta wear something that's gonna stand out. So,
Right.
so
He kept going back to that shit. You on there with 11 other
Going back to that shit, boy.
So
kept going back to that shit.
24, like I think like in the middle of the fucking night, he called me. He was like, I got it, John. I know exactly what you should wear. I was like, all right, cool. So I get to the studio and they had the shit. They had the damn shirts with my name on it, the different colors and the fucking, he was like, so you should dress like an auto worker. Like you're the fucking people's rapper. Like you're from Flint, Michigan. You should embody where the fuck you come from. Like on the cover of this cover. He was like, cause this shit gonna last forever. So you have to like make a statement. He was like, you just wearing a fucking leather jacket. That's not a statement. So I was with it though.
Had the Tim boots and everything, the construction boots, like
And I was with it. Like to me, man, my life, my journey is about sending a message. That's what it's all about. Like I could be fresh any day of the week, but it's like when I got the opportunity, it's like, did I stand for something? What did I stand for? What did I do? Did I take the opportunity to shine the light on the people where I come from? And it was an honor for me to dress like that on the cover. Like, yep, this is where I'm from. My grandfather worked in the shop. My aunties worked in the shop. My mama worked in the shop for 30 years. So for me to wear that on the cover, it was like, you fucking right. You know what I'm saying? Because I represent my whole family being hard workers and blue collar. So it's like, I'm not going to it's like, I was glad that he not made me wear that. I'm glad he suggested the idea of me wearing that, because it was like, man, I get to hold it down for, man, just my people, for my folks, man. It's like, and I don't want to get on this cover and get Hollywood, and I'm glad that I didn't. It's like, nah, be where you came from, even on the cover of this fucking magazine. So I cannot remember the designer's names. I just remember these was whoever normally dressed Dre, whoever normally was in control of like when he had shoots and shit like that, like, and whoever was in control of that at Interscope and Aftermath. Like, I just remember, it was like helly fuck, like, and then we decided on that, but it was so much more like dope, like auto worker shit that they had for me. But we decided to like keep it calm. It's still kind of fresh and keep it cool, but it was a lot of shit that they had, man. Man, you know what? I still got that. I still got the wardrobe from the freshman cover, man. I'm like, I don't know.
I was after that too. I was like, you still got that gear?
It's somewhere. Like I try to keep all of the stuff that was like significant. Like the shirt that I wore in the freestyle, I still got it somewhere. The actual outfit I wore on the cover, that jacket with the UAW joint in the mitten, I still got the fucking the leather jacket and the hat that I wore at the BET Awards. I still got the trying to think of what are these other Jon Connor moments from the No Thrills video, and I still got the Army fatigues for when we did South by Southwest. So I try to keep these things because one day I'm gonna put them up in like a like just a showroom or some shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, them was artifacts of your career, and also too, like thinking about it, because during the time this would have been when you was on Aftermath, you was working on Vehicle City, so aesthetically it lined up.
It did
too as well, like with the album. I'm glad like you actually like now like putting some words to it, because when I remember seeing the cover, like the clothes and everything, the image, it looked familiar, but I just couldn't pinpoint it. But now that you say it, now when I look back and see it, I'm like, okay, now I see like it was very intentional to have that union, that shop GM type of look. So that's dope.
Yeah,
That's very dope.
Yeah. Man, that came directly. I can't take credit for it. That came directly from Dre's mind. Nigga, what you gonna wear on the cover? A leather jacket. Nigga, you the people's rapper. Why you gonna wear a fucking leather jacket on the cover? He like, man, give me 24 hours and I'm gonna figure out what you gonna wear. I said, all right, cool.
That was cool, man. He was probably in your corner. You know what I'm saying? He was probably in your corner, man. It was like, okay. You're gonna do this. Let me help him out. Let me get you together.
Yeah, he got me together.
Connor's Dre impersonation is spot on though.
That's so on point, man.
It's crazy, man. It's like everybody voice that I come in contact with, man, it get locked in the vault in my head. So when I recall stories, it ain't even like I try to do it on purpose. It'll just naturally, I'll go back to that moment and it'll just happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Y'all niggas' voices up there too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
You need to be doing like either voiceover or voice acting, like
yeah, man.
like
I'm
something,
with it.
like for real.
That's dope. Hey, side hustle.
Right.
For real. Why not?
Look, everybody, a lot of celebrities, do a little voiceover on cartoons or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Yeah. So, okay. It's 2025, right?
Yeah.
If you had to make a freshman cover list right now, okay, I ain't gonna make it that hard. It ain't gotta be 12 people. But if you had to make your own freshman list for 2025, underground, industry, whoever, who you picking?
Man. And I just would have to just be people, that I'm familiar with. So anybody watching this, y'all gotta know that I don't really keep my finger on the pulse of current shit that's going on, man. Like, I just create my music and I stay in my own zone. I know what's going on, but it's like I'm not trying to, you feel me? Like, I'm not it's not a lot of new shit that inspires me like that. But so it's probably gonna be a lot of people that that I actually didn't came in contact with. It's a cat out of Detroit named Courtney Bell. That's real dope. Let me see. Let me see who else. And see, that's the thing too, because if I start naming motherfuckers I know, then I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna forget people. So I can't do it. I can't, because I'm not educated enough on the current hip hop generation to name 12. You know what I'm saying? Artists that I feel like is crazy coming up.
Okay. Let me see if I can do a follow up. So just in thinking about like just all the different freshmen, right? That have graced that cover. If you could put together a song like today, right? Like, which artists are you grabbing for this song that were previous freshmen?
Oh, from all freshman lists of all time?
All fresh. You got the whole freshman list, and you're like, I'm about to put together this next song. This is who I want. It can be as many as people as you want, few as you want, but
it's gonna be me, Crooked Eye, Kendrick Lamar, Ty Dolla $ign on the hook.
Yeah, absolutely.
and the beat gonna change, and then J. Cole gonna have a verse.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Who doing the beat? Because you got some producers / rappers on there, yourself included.
Yeah, you know what? Who would I trust to do that beat? Damn. I wanna say something that crazy. I'm a Kanye dude. I need Kanye on the track. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kanye West.
Kanye wasn't on the freshman cover, was he?
So I gotta pick a freshman to do the beat because they don't really be picking producers, do they?
Yeah, you got some rapper producers on there. You name one
Give
on
me
that
some.
song.
Wait, oh
Don't
no,
Ty
I'm gonna
Dolla
tell you.
Sign produce, don't he? Or do he?
You know what? I do know who gonna produce the beat, and that was on the freshman cover.
Who
Okay.
that?
Big Crit gonna make the beat.
Oh,
Big
That's
Crit gonna
cold.
make the beat.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cold. Yeah,
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 Big Crit, yeah. He got some like production, man.
yeah.
Yeah, Crit gonna make the beat.
That is cold. That is cold. All right. Okay. All right. And I think we covered a lot, man. So thank you there. So in true kind of culture fashion, Jan, you want to hit us with a final thought? Double XL freshman cover.
Well, Double XL freshman cover was a truly dope experience, man. I can remember when the cover came out. I remember the press run that we did, and this is me wrapping it up, but just recalling everything that whole time period. Like it was dope. Like it was the first time that from me making music, I felt like I said, like I made it. The celebration party that they gave us at the 4040 Club was fucking crazy. Like you walk in and your pictures is everywhere. They playing your music and it's the pretty girls and the bottles and the you know what I'm saying and all and everybody coming up to you shaking your hand and congratulations, congratulations. Like you know what I'm saying? That shit is like a movie. You know what I'm saying? You at the 4040 in New York, you feeling like you on top of the fucking world. Which is crazy. You know what? We are wrapping it up, but it's something that's very important too about this particular time period, man. That just came back to my head as we wrapping this up.
We got time. We got time.
This me being on the freshman cover, this gives me a chance to tell these stories. This is how I ended up at dinner with Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, and Mary J. Blige one day. And then the next day, I ended up at dinner with Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, and Jay-Z, like the day after that. Like, you
Damn.
know what I'm saying? So I'm in New York for the freshman cover. That's right. See, this is good because normally after we do these episodes, I be thinking like, damn, that was around this time, and I should have mentioned this. So okay, 4040 Club made me think about Jay-Z, and then I'm thinking like, damn, that was when I met Jay-Z. Is what I was on the fucking freshman cover. So check. So the freshman cover shit going on. And it just so happens that Dre had to go to New York to do some meetings for the Apple shit. So him and Jimmy was gonna be in New York. God is funny like that. Him and Jimmy was in New York for some Apple shit at the same time that I shot the freshman cover. So Dre was like, yo, John, you gonna be in New York when I'm in New York. He was like, yo, we should do dinner. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So when I get to dinner, it's motherfucking Mary J. Blige, like at the damn table, like you know what I'm saying, like. I go to I'm at the table. This restaurant is some high class. Uh, you gotta go through the back entrance under the garage, come up through the elevator, go through another garage, long fucking. You feel me? It's one of them type of situations. But you gotta understand, my swag is on a trillion because I'm knowing I'm about to be on the cover of a magazine. I'm just leaving the 4040 Club. I'm feeling I'm on top of the fucking world. I'm about to go meet Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine at this restaurant that you only can get reservation. I'm like, oh, I'm that nigga right now, dog. So we go to the restaurant. Like I said, I tripped the fuck out, man. Like I held it in, but it was like, damn. That's Mary J. Blige. Like, and I just remember, I'm a very just poised cat. And I remember Dre introducing me, like, yeah, that's John. You know what I'm saying? We just signed him. We fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? And then Mary J. Blige, I just remember she was like, cause I was gonna ask who y'all got sitting at this table with me. I don't just be letting it.
Yo.
I'm like, yo.
For real.
I'm like, yeah. She like, who the fuck is this nigga, man? Yo.
Word.
Yo, but she was so sweet, man. Like she for real was so sweet. Like she really was. Her whole aura was just really, really sweet. You know what I mean? And I was, like I say, it's been a lot of conversations and tables that I've been fortunate enough to sit at where I really got a chance to hear game on the highest levels. And that was one of those times. But how I ended up at the dinner with Jay-Z, and this is the same time. So we just shot the freshman cover. I go to dinner with Dre and Jimmy and Mary J. Blige that night. While we at that dinner, Dre look at me and he like, you ever met Jay? And I said, Z? And then he was like, yeah. And I was like, no. And then he was like, and then he looked at me and he was just like, yeah, all right. And then I was like, okay. Cause he did that to me before when he introduced me to Eminem. He like, you ever met Marshall? And I'm like, nah. He like, yeah, all right. And then he introduced me to Eminem. So it was like, so this was so crazy about this shit though. So we had dinner or whatever. He didn't mention the Jay-Z shit no more. Like all he said was, have you ever met Jay? I said, Jay-Z? He said, yeah. I said, no. He said, okay. And that was the end of the conversation.
I feel like we need an animation of this. Like, I feel like we need an animation of this story. But go ahead,
bruh. So in New York, you know, you pretty much doing a lot of walking. You walking everywhere most of the time, right? So me and my manager at the time, we link back up. We hungry on some humbug. We leave the hotel. We walk to this little diner because that was the only thing that was open by the time I got back to my room, right? Why Dre's security was at this fucking diner. The crazy part about that is the fucking hotel Dre was staying at was way away from where I was staying at. So the fact that they was just randomly there was already crazy. I walk in the diner, I'm like, what up? And they like, JC, what up? I'm like, man, what the fuck are y'all doing here? I'm like, and then they like, man, we just chilling, came to get something to eat, just like you. And I'm like, yo, that's what's up, man. I'm like, okay. And then one of them was like, you ready for that dinner with Jay-Z tomorrow? And I was like, man, I'm not going to no fucking dinner with Jay-Z tomorrow. Because they used to play like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they used to, like... I feel like at Aftermath, everybody kind of adopted me as a little brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was times that I couldn't tell when motherfucker was playing or if they was serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it like, you ready for that dinner with Jay-Z tomorrow? I'm like, man, I said, I'm not going to dinner with Jay-Z. I said, Dre going to dinner with Jay-Z. And then he was like, you're going, so you should make sure you're up at about 8 o'clock. I said, yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. I said, what the fuck would I need to, why would I be going to this dinner? And he just looked at me and was like, okay, John, just make sure you're ready in the morning. I was like, all right, whatever, motherfucker, right? So the next morning, the phone rings at about 8 something. And Mr. Freeman, your car is here? I said, "Oh shit!" They wasn't bullshit.
So wait, you wasn't you didn't brush teeth, had no clothes,
nothing.
You just rolling out of the bed. You answering the phone in the bed.
I'm talking about crusty, still in the eyes, all that. I called a girl that I'm dating at the time. I said, "Yo." I said, babe, I think I'm about to go meet Jay-Z. She like, then why the fuck is you on the phone with me? Get dressed. Like, what is you doing?
Listen, when you said you called her, that was my thought too. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Listen, y'all, I'm bugging at this point. Like, yo, I'm tripping. So, cause I'm like, man, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Whoever watched this, you know what I'm saying? When I became an artist, man, I embrace and I love everything about the culture. So even though I'm Jon Connor or whatever the fuck, I never forgot that I was fans of certain people. I never forgot who influenced me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there still is that, 14-year-old kid in me that is like, yo, I get it. I be with Dr. Dre and I'm Jon Connor, but nigga, that's Hove. Like, nigga, that's H to the Izzo. That's Hard Knock Life. What the fuck? Like, that's, cough up a lung where I'm from. Marcy, what's up?
Nothing nice, yeah.
Nothing nice, dog.
Yeah.
You feel me? Ain't no nigga like the one I got. So all of this going through my head. So, so now I get dressed, I go downstairs. The car comes and pick me up. Now this is this is the freshest story I got about the whole freshman cover shit. I'm glad I remember this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta go pick Dre up and his then wife at the time, Nicole. It was crazy because at that point I was around Dre so much that in my mind, I didn't look at him like Dr. Dre no more. It's like I see this nigga every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like now I've normalized that he's a regular person. Like, he's a person. He's a human like anybody else. But no, on this day in New York, let me tell you, I'm in a black SUV. It's 2 black SUVs in front of me. two black SUVs in back of me. It's the SUV that he's in, and it's two black SUVs in front of that. Then there's the SUV that Jimmy's in, and it's two black like I'm riding with the fucking president. This nigga came out the hotel with the motherfucking P coat on, with the he had he had like the earpiece in his ear to talk to his security and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not the nigga I see every day. This is crazy. I'm like, I'll be kicking it with Andre. That's Dr. Dre. This nigga right here. So so I'm talking about this full celebrity mode, motherfucking cameras is cling, 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 cling. I'm like, I'm sitting in the back of my SUV like, wow, like this was the first time I got to experience like this is this nigga's real life. Like when we be seeing like TMZ and paparazzi, like I'm like, this is real life right now. Like this nigga really just came out the joint, and I don't know where these camera people came from. I don't know how they knew he was coming out at this time. Maybe the black SUVs gave it away, but it was like, you know, like I'm seeing all of this, and so okay, the same security dudes I told you that I be kicking it with and laughing with. These niggas is for no games. I'm talking about they straight CIA, FBI type niggas today. They got the earpieces in. They hit me with the Jon Connor's in his car. He's secure in his car. John, are you okay? All right. We got John. I'm like, oh shit, it's real. So I'ma keep it real. Man, I don't care. I told you I'm the people's rapper. Ain't nothing fake about me. I'm just gonna keep it real. I called my moms when I was in the back of the SUV. I said, "Mama, this is crazy." I'm like, she like, what's happening? Like, what's going? I'm like, I was like, this shit feel like I'm with the president or some shit. I'm like, this is crazy as hell. I'm talking about we running red lights and everything. So now think about that. When you in New York, period, you already feel like you on some fly shit because of the big buildings and the lights and all of that type of shit and all of the people. So imagine you in fucking New York, dog, in these black SUVs, and you seeing the attention that it's bringing, and motherfuckers is staring, trying to see who's in the car. I'm like, damn. So we get to the fucking restaurant. And man, I remember.
You know what's so funny though? Like you mentioned all of that, and I almost forgot. Y'all just going out to eat.
That's it, bro.
Like you're not going to a show. No. Like you're not going we
just going to eat.
Just going out to eat.
See, this is what gave me perspective, dog. That's what I'm saying. That's when, like, a lot of people don't be understanding my life when they ask me about certain shit. Do you regret this? Do you regret that? No, because I feel like God allowed me to be the fly on the wall to see Dre's level of celebrity for me to know I don't want that. Like, so when people talk to me about certain shit, I got a chance to see it. Motherfuckers be saying they want certain shit. That's because they're sensationalizing what they think it is. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is on the days that Dre couldn't just be Dre and like just go somewhere and not be noticed. I saw it. Like I saw, like you just said, we're going to dinner and it's FBI type niggas that gotta fucking make sure nobody's on the roof to snipe you and shit. Make sure nobody, you feel it's that. I don't want that. I want to be able to make music, make money, feed my family. The people that know me know me. Of course, I want a fan base, but that shit, the Dr. Dre, Eminem, Jay-Z, Puffy, like fucking 50 Cent, that level of not being able to be comfortable at all times. I like being comfortable in my own skin. I don't need the fucking Secret Service to be with me, dog. If I'm just going out to eat, I don't. That's just y'all know. That's just me. So now we get to the restaurant. They making sure everything clear, all that type of shit. Everything's good. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Dre's going in. Okay, Nicole Connor's behind him. Okay. All right. So I will forever love Dre's ex-wife, Nicole, man, because she was like a big sister to me, man. Like, she was always super sweet and super nice. I think that she could see on my face that I was kind of overwhelmed by all of this shit. And I just remember her looking behind, like, she looked behind her. Like, she like grabbed my hand and she was like, John, are you okay? And then I was like, yeah, I'm cool. And then I remember Dre. I said, man, that nigga all right. And then
Hey, Dre will never let up, boy.
Never. That motherfucker was like, man, that nigga all right. So when we go sit down at the table, now here's the scene, man. So this is when shit get crazy, dog. So
this is when shit get crazy.
Right.
oh man, this when shit gets super crazy. So there's my seat, and then Dre is sitting next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Next to him is Nicole. Mm-hmm. Next to Nicole is Jimmy's. I believe it was his wife. Next to her is Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Jimmy is Dre's assistant Ashley.
Okay.
Right, we had a circular table.
Mm-hmm.
And then next to me, there's 2 empty seats, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to know what went through my head?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I said, wait a minute. If Dre's here with Nicole and Jimmy here with his wife, Jay-Z's wife is Beyonce. Oh. Man, if Beyonce walking this motherfucker right now, I said, man, hold on, dog. Hold on. Now the Jay-Z shit already crazy.
Right.
I'm like, nigga, if Jay-Z and Beyonce sit down next to me, I might involuntarily Earl. It's like, come on, man. I grew up on the north side, Civic Hood, Flint, Michigan.
Right.
I'm at the table with 2 men that I grew up studying, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. That's crazy enough.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's a possibility that Jay-Z and Beyonce about to sit down next to me at this fucking table. So, dog, I excused myself from the table when these Jay-Z, Beyonce thoughts started going through my head. I went to the bathroom. I did the Eminem 8 Mile shit. I splashed the water. I splashed the water on my face, dog. I had to keep telling myself, like, bro, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here. You wouldn't be here if you wasn't supposed to be here.
That's right.
And I just remember telling myself, like, bro, speak when you spoken to, relax. Just fucking relax. Cause the situation is, if I was to get too comfortable, I will probably word vomit and be like, I respect all of y'all so much, man. Do y'all know, man? Y'all are my motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? It turned into that. So, all right, so we get there. We sitting down at the table, and I hear behind me, if it ain't the good doctor. And I'm like, yo. I'm like, that's fucking Jay-Z. And he right behind, the voice is right behind me. And Dre stood up like, yo, what's up, nigga? Blah, blah, blah. So these niggas dapping it up. So they dapping it up. Man, Jay, he shake everybody hand, go around the table. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's nice to meet you. How you doing? It's good to meet you. How you doing? Blah, 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 right? So we sit down right next to me. Wow. So there's Dr. Dre and Jay-Z. I'm in the middle of Dr. Dre and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, man, just like, this is fucking crazy. Right. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is shit that me and the homies used to talk about in the studio. Like, man, what would you do if you ever met Dr. Dre and Jay-Z? Man, what would you ever do? That's them type of conversations, you know. And I did it. I lived it. You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers be talking about, would you take $100,000 or a conversation with Jay-Z?
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that. Yeah.
I did it. So he's sitting down at the table, and everybody having dinner. And one thing I will say is the stories are true, man. Like, Jay-Z might be the coolest motherfucker like to ever live life, like in real life. Like, it was like this nigga he got just from my interaction with him, it was like, damn, if ever there's an awkward moment in a conversation, he know how to fill it in with the right thing to say. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you hear people talk about Jay-Z like that, you know, you always hear that about him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I saw it like in real life. Like he had the ability to make everybody feel comfortable. Even the waitress that came over there. I just remember him making her feel extremely comfortable. But while this is going on, there's a window behind like where Jimmy's sitting at. Like, so from my perspective, I'm looking at Jimmy and there's a window behind him. It's mad people piled up outside the window with their phones, like trying to take pictures and trying to see. I'm like, how do they know like that it's these niggas in here? Like, how do they know that? So all of this is wild to me. I'm observing everything, and the crazy part about that is Dre, Jimmy, Jay, all of them, they not even phased by that shit. Like they see all these people by the door trying, that's their normal life. And they just carrying on with the conversation. And I'm sitting up here looking like, y'all don't see this shit? Like y'all don't, the security guards is having to back people away from the window. But I can just remember, man, learning a lot, like watching Dre, Jimmy, and Jay-Z talk business and watching the and being fortunate enough to be able to sit down and understand like what makes the people that we view as great, like what makes them great. And this is, like I say, all during the time of the freshman cover. This is the day after I shot the freshman cover shoot that I ended up there. And you know, I'll tell you this awkward moment. It's not, I ain't fuck it, I ain't gonna call it awkward. I'll call it it was an interesting moment. That it's like a mystery that I'm still on the quest to figure it out. I feel like I'm gonna run across Jay-Z again, and he definitely not gonna remember this shit. But I'm gonna bring it up to him if ever I run across him again. So we had a conversation or whatever. And if it's things y'all want to know about that, because I'm speeding through it because I know we was been supposed to like wrap up. But if it's things y'all want to know, we could probably do an episode just on that conversation. But I remember when we was all leaving. Jay shake everybody hand, and then he shake my hand, and then he didn't let go of it, and then he looked me in my eyes, and he was like, "You, you, you," and then I was like, "Nice to meet you, man," and he was like, "Yeah, it was good to meet you too, man," and then it was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like it was wild. Don't know what it was, man. It was like I dapped him up, was ready for the release. He did not release. Looked me in my eyes and said, you. and I'm like, nice to meet you, man. And then he was like, yeah, nice to meet you. As if he was trying to figure something out. Mm-hmm. And so that was that. And then after that, and this is how I end that, because like I say, if we ever talk about that again, we'll get in depth of like certain interactions that happened at that table. But I can remember Dre just being like, he called me when we got home back to LA, and he was just like, there was no more important table in the entire music industry than the one you were just sitting at. There's nothing in the music business that was going on today that was more important than where you just were. I want you to understand that, John. And I'm listening and I'm taking it in. He said, you know the table niggas always talking about wanting to sit at? Like niggas say I want to sit at the table. You were just fucking sitting at the table. So what I need you to do from now on, in every decision you make, is act like it.
Wow. That's deep.
So when people wonder why Jon Connor don't involve himself with certain shit or certain conversations or how I am poised or how I like, I wonder why Connor don't respond to this or why Connor don't, because a wise person once told me, you was amongst motherfuckers that people consider great. And you wouldn't have been there if you wasn't supposed to be there, so act like it. So I still hold myself to that regard until the day I die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, it's certain things that I just know better than. And I still hold myself to that regard of the things that I've done in my career have been dope. But the things that I'm going to continue to do and I plan on doing in the future is going to be even crazier. So, yeah, when it comes to certain things, when people expect me to move certain ways, it's like, nah, I got exposed to too much. You know what I'm saying? I got exposed to too much. Like I can't go back. Like my thinking can't go backwards after a lot of the shit that I was exposed to.
So if there wasn't no Beyonce that showed up, who took that other seat?
It was just an empty seat the whole time. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so yeah, no, Beyonce didn't come. It was just Jay-Z. But yeah. It was just an empty seat the rest of the time.
Yeah, good follow up question, G. I was about to ask the same thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it was just an empty seat. Yeah.
yeah. But no, that it sounded like a whole new episode that we got here too as well. Because there's a conversation that was had that I feel like we can get into a little bit more, like in a future episode.
Absolutely. I'm glad I thought about that because yep, that was that is what I remember most about the freshman cover time period was that I had dinner with in the course of 2 days, I had a dinner with Mary J. Blige, and then I had dinner with Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, and Jay-Z, and then was back to back after taking the freshman cover pictures and all of that. So
Yeah.
that's why I think my memory get kind of blurry when it come to remember certain details about the actual shoot because the damn dinners I went on after that trumped like the fucking shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Epic. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be an episode. What is it? The $100,000 dinner? Or what was the price people was putting on that dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 500K or a dinner with Jay-Z or something like that.
Right,
And
right.
so yeah, we
So,
just
yeah,
call that.
that-
I took the dinner with Jay-Z.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And in a lot of ways, I did both. Like I got paid and I got the dinner. You feel me? Like so.
Right.
You might have just named the episode. I got paid and I got the dinner.
And I got the dinner because remember I was in New York on business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got both, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I know. Look, we did the final. We kind of did the final thought, but then we we ended up with like even more stories related to the XXL freshman cover. So, this not even kind of this concludes this episode. I feel like there's more that's here. Like I feel like
we gotta leave them on a cliffhanger. So
We
that
do,
like
yeah.
you said, we just got a whole nother episode based off of the ending of this one.
Yeah. So how you want to take us home for this episode?
I hope y'all have enjoyed the Connor Culture podcast, man. Tune in next time where my dogs help jog my memory to a lot of shit that I didn't have locked away in the vault, man. So see y'all next time. Be safe. Go love each other. Go spread positive energy, man. Go hug somebody. Go tell them you love them, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
definitely.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Peace.